Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the Foxx Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. I am your host, the Podfather, Todd Foxx, along with my two oldest sons, Kellen the dog, and Gary, the man with the 2-week vacation to, was it England? Is that where you went? We're here to talk about some good old sports, and unfortunately, we're going to talk about the Oklahoma-Texas game here very shortly. But Garrett, where you been, man? Tell the listeners where you been. I missed you.
The UK, hanging out with the Brits.
That's it, huh?
Cool. Yeah.
What was the best food you ate? That's the first question I'm going to ask.
Probably just burgers.
Really?
I mean, it's all the same food, like, honestly. I mean, I wasn't going to try the freaking beans and toast or whatever, like everyone said. So,
How do you know that's a thing?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Beans
Actually, I don't
and
know.
toast?
I never tried it, but it doesn't look very good. Yeah.
It does not.
But you had some fish and chips, though, didn't you? Were they good?
Yeah, I had a couple. First one kind of messed with me a little bit because I got 60% in, and then I noticed the skin was still on one side, and I was just like,
Yeah.
had to
Well,
finish it.
to all the listeners, Garrett's he's a little sensitive to some food sometimes. Still got a cute little head, though. He's good. All right. Let's talk. Unfortunately, I don't want to talk about it, but we've got to talk about it. The Oklahoma Sooners and Texas Longhorns this past weekend. Unfortunately, Texas Longhorns got the better of us in the big time rivalry game, the Red River Rivalry. It's an unfortunate situation that occurred. Were you shocked? 23-6 Texas. Were you guys shocked?
Absolutely
Yeah.
shocked.
Obviously, it's Oklahoma, Texas, so anything can happen, and we knew that, but I'm more just shocked on how it went down. I would have at least thought if we lost, it would have looked competitive, but we did not look good at all.
No, I agree. And Texas obviously had something to do with that, but it was just disappointing from the get-go. To me, it felt like Oklahoma was almost sleepwalking out there. They didn't seem like they had a whole lot of fire. And to be honest with you, neither team, especially early on, but neither team, I mean, it was kind of a boring game. I know cute little C took a little nap during the game. She was dozing off because it was so boring. But it was just a frustrating game. And I felt, this is my opinion though, I felt like the first, I'd say 20 minutes, I thought we were dominating. We weren't scoring. We were up 3-0, I believe. And they may have gotten 3 points at some point during that time frame as well. But I felt like we were dominating that football game, and I felt pretty comfortable. And the next thing you know, that was it.
What I've been saying to everyone is I'm more annoyed than mad. Like, I'm not even mad at the game, honestly. Only annoyance I have is obviously that it's a rivalry game. And then I'm annoyed with Sooner fans because, I mean, John Mateer gets his hand surgery. Everyone's like, oh no, season's over. And then it comes out like he's got a chance against Texas. Everyone's praying that he comes back for this game. Praying. Because that's our only hope. Comes back, doesn't have a good game. And every single comment I see on a Sooner post or page is, we rushed him. We shouldn't have done that. Like, we stood no chance when rushing him. And that's on Venables. I'm like, no.
Can't
This
have it
is
both ways.
No, you can't have it both ways. If we would have won, it would have been amazing and all that. Don't sit there and try and make the loss any better because he just had a surgery. Now, 100% it played a factor, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to say, oh, we rushed him back. You have to play him. As bad as he played better than Hawkins would have played. I can promise you that.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
I promise you that. And it would have been a worst case scenario if he didn't play, and he's just a competitor, so you can't keep him off the field. But I think it's just one of those games that it sucks because it's a rivalry game. Mateer just happened to have the worst game of his career. Arch Manning just happened to have the best game of his career. And I
still think he's stunk, but anyway.
Yeah, he did pretty good. But I would absolutely love to see them again. I would love to see them again. because I do not think once Mateer gets back into a role, I don't think it's close. I do not think it's close.
Kellen, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I pretty much agree with all that. I think physically he was ready. Maybe mentally wasn't quite ready because, like, he just probably, his practices, whatever practices that he might have done were different. Obviously, he's not going to be taking shots while he's trying to get that hand fixed. But I think more than anything, he had no help. He had no line and no run game. And in this one, that really mattered because he had no time back there. Those first 2 picks, bad throws. That second one especially should have just never been thrown. He was kind of playing hero ball, it felt like a little bit, but it was just he had to because he had zero help. We had no run game at all. I feel like we had 2 like decent runs, it felt like. Other than that, it was just minimal or no gain. So it was all on his shoulders. Defense played as good as they could. Now, of course, they always give up the big plays, but they were in the grand scheme of things, it was split almost perfectly even on time of possession, but it felt like that second half especially, it did not feel even. Arch Manning played good. People are saying he looked like a Heisman candidate. He did not. He just didn't lose them the game. He had a few good plays. He had some rollouts, and that one on the sideline on like I don't remember what it was. Feels like it was like 3rd and 12. Could be wrong, but beautiful, beautiful pass by him. Probably the best throw of his career. But he just didn't make mistakes. We made a ton of mistakes. They did not. We lost the game, but they capitalized on every mistake we made, and they did not return the favor on mistakes. And they beat us. That no call on the block in the back was frustrating, but at that point, it wasn't going to change anything. Unless we got a turnover or just got the ball back quick, probably wasn't going to change anything. So annoying, we lost either way.
But to that point, too, I mean, the defense, 3 turnovers and counting the special teams pick, like they really only let up, 16 points, something like that.
And it felt just like last year.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks more just because it's Texas. But
yeah,
if we're as good as we all hoped and think, and same with the media before this past week at least, we have plenty of games to prove it. We have 3 top 12 matchups still, if not 4, actually. And then the rest of the season. So we're still going to get tested. This was not the best team we'll play the rest of the season. That's for sure.
Heck no.
No, part of that scares me, but part of that, when it comes to like, we can still get the playoffs. We just have to win, obviously. But like, it's possible because of the strength of schedule that we have. But obviously, we have to win, and we'll see.
I mean, we could drop one more and we would make the playoffs. That's for sure. It's
Most
just
likely.
dependent. We could drop one more and still make the SEC championship game because there's only 2 undefeated teams left in it, and they're not going to be undefeated by the end of it. 2, if I'm not mistaken. Ole Miss and LSU. Yeah.
Well, it was frustrating. Regardless, the game whole thing was frustrating. The whole game, we didn't play up to Oklahoma standard. The defense was on the. I felt like they were on the field quite a bit, but I mean, the time of possession is what it is. Regardless, if you would have told me at the beginning of the game that we were going to hold, Texas was going to have 302 total yards, I might think, okay, I think we got a good shot at this game. Unfortunately, we only had, looks like, 258 total yards. We can't run the football. 1.6 yards average, and that's after a few. We had some like 8-9 yard runs, a few, not very many. I remember telling Kellen that's probably the best runs we've made this year. Texas rushed the ball for 136 yards, which honestly I was surprised on. A 3.9 average.
Because they've been arguably just as bad as us in the rushing game. And
exactly.
Kirk said it from the beginning. He thinks whoever's able to all of a sudden figure that out, they're going to win. And that's exactly what happened.
And something's going to have to happen. We've got to figure it out. I'll be honest with you. At this point, I don't know if we're going to figure it out. We may have a game or 2 or some sort, but go ahead.
Cracks me up is I saw him for 4 snaps. He had 2 drops and a negative play. I'm like, get him out of here. Like, don't even give him the snaps at this time. Yes, he did miss a key block.
He missed a block, and I sat there and told Kellen, I'm like, here I've been like trying to be, very rarely do I do that, but trying to be positive about the kid, and he can't catch a ball. Can't catch it all. That's several times he's dropped passes in other games as well. Can't block. He can't play, and he can't play for us anymore. I wouldn't be playing him. I'd be playing Blaylock. Definitely would be the number 1 guy I'd be playing, and maybe Barnes or whoever. But regardless, it's frustrating. We can't. In my opinion, I think he was maybe 70% That's hope maybe 70%. He wasn't ready, but at the same time, to your point, he's better than what Hawkins would have been. And there was a lot of people out there. Keep your thought. There's a lot of people out there that are sitting there saying that, oh, well, Hawkins should have played. We rushed him back. And you're exactly right. Like, there's so many Sooner fans that are just jumping back and forth, and you can't continue to, oh, well, we got to fire the whole coaching staff. We got to fire this person. Hawkins should have started. That was a dumb decision. All that kind of, it's garbage. You can't have it both ways. Hawkins is a good football player, but not for University of Oklahoma standards. He could light it up for Oklahoma State. He could light it up if he played for TU, Tulsa. Those are just some colleges that are coming to my head. But at Oklahoma, you got to be, especially in the SEC, you got to be way above, which Mateer is. And again, did he get rushed back? Probably, but that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to play, guarantee. What were you going to say?
Well, he said it after the game, and I completely believe him. I do not think the thumb was an issue. I know it was bleeding, but like he said, he's like, his grip was fine when he was on the field. He didn't even feel it. Well, it was all because the mental. He said he mentally just wasn't ready and wasn't in the zone for the game, and he didn't. Apparently, this came out afterwards. Obviously, he didn't hardly practice at all last week. Like, he didn't get any reps with the first team. So I think that is a huge disadvantage for us, which I'm not saying that, oh, that's why we should have started Hawkins. I don't think we should have. I'm just saying it's not anything that we should be afraid of for the future of the season, because I think it was all because of the preparation that he got hindered from the thumb, rather than him just the thumb being a continuous issue.
Well, he looked like a guy that hadn't played or practiced in 3 weeks. Right, it didn't look like he was in pain. It just looked like he literally had not practiced at all.
And he took 17 days to come back, and Jared Goff had the exact same thing in the NFL, came back in 12 days and did just fine. So
put all that together as well. The guy couldn't have it. He didn't have any time to throw. The line could not block for him. And this is a bad offensive line. And he was under constant pressure, which heads up to Texas because they put the pressure on him. But he was under consistent pressure, just trying to get rid of that ball, and made some really poor throws, especially on some of those interceptions. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, offensive line's just been an issue, I think. I know it didn't help. We lost our arguably best tackle in the first 3 minutes of the game, it felt like. But yeah, I mean, he had the 3 picks, but he also had 2 dropped interceptions, I think, on the first drive in the second half. One of them was a gimme pick six. So yeah, as much as we were hoping, I think it was, we all had what do you call it? Our expectations were just
unattainable.
Yeah.
Regret it, but because like you said, I wouldn't have changed anything, but it was definitely too soon. And
well, here's one thing. This is before the game. I saw someone say, and I was kind of on the fence about it, but he was saying he would start Hawkins solely. This wasn't even an Oklahoma guy. It was like CBS or something, but solely because if we lose with Hawkins, it looks a lot better than if we lose with Mateer. And if we would have happened to win with Hawkins, even better. Like, as much as, and he said it, he's like, this is a rivalry game. Like, you don't want to go in there with your backup quarterback. But if you're playing the long game to try and get to the playoffs, that will, in their minds, have an asterisk next to it whenever they see that loss.
Well, that's fair. I think, and you guys will probably disagree with me, and I'm sure you will, I don't think we have a shot at the playoffs. I don't think with this offensive line that we have, I don't think we have a shot at the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be able to, when you start going up against Tennessee, you go up against Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU. This offensive line's garbage. Go ahead. I mean, that's fine. Go at it.
That was the second best defensive line we'll face all season. Number 1 is Bama, then Texas, then I'd probably put Michigan. South Carolina has they have some players, but it's not as good as it was last year. LSU's defense is trash. Ole Miss's defense is trash. So I don't think, as much as the offensive line is going to be an issue, it's Saturday was the worst they'll play because that was the hardest competition.
I hope so. I hope you're right. Season. I hope you're right. I'm massively concerned. And again, and I don't want to go on this bandwagon because I'm not on the bandwagon or down this road, but I'm concerned about Venables. I want him to make it. I'm scared that if they don't win at least 3 more of these games, what is there, 6 left? 3 of these games left? He may not be around next year, and he's got a really good defense. And the offense, I think, other than the line, which they've got some good guys coming, but the problem is they're still probably going to be at least a couple years away, 2 to 3 years away. And my thing is what I want to say is, and I've said it before, Beedenbaugh has got to feel some heat, and I'm sure he is feeling heat. Don't get me wrong. And I know people, you listen to talk radio around here in Oklahoma, and the guys will say, well, he's one of the best offensive line coaches in the country. Here's the thing. What has he done the last 2 years, though? That's the only issue. I'm not ripping on him personally. I'm sure he's a real nice guy, and I want him to be successful, but it's not working. It is not working what he's doing right now.
You can say he's one of the best because he puts talent in the NFL, but when's the last time we've had 2 NFL players on the same offensive line? I know probably Creed was with someone, but I mean like superstars. He puts in one every 3 to 4 years, I feel like. One solid player. And that one player on an offensive line is not going to do anything. And to your point with the recruits coming in, we got lucky Fasusi is as good as he is as a freshman because, I don't even want to know how bad it would be without him. You can't expect that from the incoming freshman coming next year because, we got, as of right now, 2 5-stars coming, 1 tackle and 1 guard.
But they can all get there, yeah.
You can't expect them to walk in and be able to play day one in the SEC.
Can't. And obviously that's where you got the portal. But I figured we would get some last year. Like if we got offensive linemen out there listening and you're for another school, if you're, if it's a player that's good, I got news for you. You could play at Oklahoma and you can go in the pros because we've got to get some offensive linemen. I'm telling you. We got to get them, and we got to get them quick. Because, again, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope Venables wins at least 8 games this season. But, man, I'm nervous. I know. We got South Carolina this weekend. We'll go over that in a few minutes. I know we're favored by 5.5, but Ole Miss is looking really good. Alabama's looking good. Tennessee, it's there. That's the only thing that concerns me with that. I think if it was here, we'd have a better shot at them. Missouri's here. They've looked really good. I can't wait to beat up on them. And then we obviously have the LSU game at the very end of the year, who they have been very hit or miss, and hopefully they'll miss that weekend. Any other thoughts? Because we could keep going on this Texas game. One thing I did want to bring up real quick. Another thing, the first half, ending of the first half. I don't know what happened there. Even if we would have just gotten 3 points out of that thing, it changes the whole dynamics of the game. I'm not saying we're going to win this football game, but it would have changed. It's the mindset and what they were thinking. I don't know. I know from what I heard that Venables said, yeah, we made a substitution mistake and throw the daggone ball out of bounds. I don't know what. Something should have happened because that was pathetic.
From what I heard, that was all Mateer's fault.
Okay.
So that was exactly like he was supposed to be a quick hitch or something, and then if it wasn't there, just chunk it out of bounds.
And he tried to go for it.
He tried to go for it, and looking at the replay, I guess he just had no idea that one corner was back there because he went straight out.
Yeah,
so
it was bad. It was bad for sure. And then there was another thing I was going to bring up, and dadgummit, I completely forgot what it was. But I just know it was the punt return for a touchdown. Hey, hats off to him because that's not on the defense. And I've heard people say, well, the block in the back. We still lose the game. However, if that doesn't happen, it's obviously looks better on paper. It's not as big of a win for Texas. But bottom line is they won. I'll tip my hat to them or my cap or whatever you want to say. Still don't like them. Still want to beat them every single year we play them. It's concerning though because we haven't scored a touchdown in how long against Texas?
Days.
Yeah, that's pathetic. That can't happen. That cannot happen to an Oklahoma football team. And I truly am not convinced that the better team won. I'm not. I think that they won on this Saturday.
That's just Oklahoma, Texas. I think even Sarkisian said that, or somebody said that. It might have been him, but it's like there's been teams of us that have beat them when we're not supposed to. There's been teams of them that have beat us when they're not supposed to. That's just how the rivalry works. They probably, a lot of their fans might even admit technically their team's not as good this season, but it's Oklahoma, Texas.
What's annoying me so much, though, too, is that Texas upset Oklahoma. It was 1.5 points. That's a half of a field goal. Like, that's not an upset. Like, upset is one score or more. Like, it wasn't even at our stadium. Like, it was not an upset. It was a neutral field. You guys were ranked number 1 for a reason, overrated, but still a good football team. And, yeah, it's just, give me a break.
Again, one of the only things I can hope for is perhaps Texas wins every single football game the rest of the year, and then Jerry Jones decides to hire Steve Sarkisian, and we can get him out of Texas. That's what I want to happen.
Brent Venables was under heat from the Big 12, too. Have you guys seen that?
Go for it. Yeah, say that. Bring that up.
Well, I haven't seen the full quote necessarily, but he's pretty much saying that this isn't the Big 12 anymore, and you can't just blow out everybody and win every single game by so many points.
Yeah, he said this isn't Oklahoma just going up there and beating up on all the Big 12.
Yeah, and then the Big 12 responded and was like, you lost like 8 games or something in your 3 seasons, and everyone's clowning the Big 12 and Venables, but from what I've seen, mostly the Big 12. Like, he didn't say himself.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He didn't say
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Tradition had it that we always beat up on the Big 12.
Oklahoma carried the Big 12 for 2 decades almost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did, because Texas was absolute garbage for many of those years. So. And they just happened to win the last one, and woohoo, like they're the best. If burnt orange makes me want to puke. But regardless.
Anyways, that was some random news.
I saw that and I heard that, and I'm just like, he didn't ever say that it was
Big 12's picking a fight that they cannot win because that made no
garbage,
sense.
Man. Don't even get me started. They don't even matter, so I don't even want to hear about those clowns. All right, let's move on to Oklahoma and South Carolina. The game will be on the SEC network, it looks like, around 11:45-ish Central Time this upcoming Saturday. Oklahoma ranked number 14 in the country at 5-1, 1-1 in the SEC. South Carolina 3-3, 1-3 in the SEC. You remember that beatdown they gave us last year, 35-9. Of course, they scored, I think, 21 points in the first maybe
30 seconds.
Yeah, felt like it, because Michael Hawkins was absolute trash that day. Sorry, Michael, I'm not trying to beat up on you, but that's exactly what happened. What are you hoping to see, expecting to see? I mean, we can do predictions here shortly, but I'm assuming both of you are expecting to see an Oklahoma victory in this game.
I am, but biggest thing I want to see is a flipping turnover. I do not understand how we are one of the, if not the best defense in the entire country, and we have one against freaking Kent State. Like, come on, like, which it honestly is, like, without Billy Bowman, who was a ball hawk for us, we can't get the ball.
And there's been opportunities. I mean, you got to take advantage of those tip balls. I think it happened.
They've thrown it into our hands.
Yeah, the one in the Texas game, we had an opportunity and we didn't get it.
Yeah, so
great point.
That's what I want to see. As much as we're like offensive line, like that's a gimme every game. Is we want to see the offensive line.
I want to sit there and say I want to sit there run the ball for 150 yards. It's not going to happen.
I want to see 100 rushing yards. That's not Mateer. 100 yards without Mateer, I'll be happy with that.
Now, what happens if it's like a 75-yard run and we got 25 the rest of the game? I mean, I'd still take it. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. But
yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, but like I just want to see I'd like to see 4 yards per carry without Mateer. Like, I know that's not going to happen, but that'd be fantastic.
I like to see the receivers. What's the kid that was been hurt? Gibson.
Yeah.
I like to see him.
Wait, Gibson or Giovanni Gibson?
Giovanni Gibson.
I was thinking of Jaden Gibson.
No. Yeah, I like to see Giovanni have a big game. I don't know if it's going to happen. I like to see Kanik finally get a touchdown. I like to see something like that. That'd be fantastic, because he's out there fighting. He's got the heart, man.
He's got the
He's like Danny Stutzman on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
type of guy.
No, I would love to see Giovanni. He's not getting as many snaps as I expected. I think that's mainly because Sategna is honestly doing pretty good, a lot better than I was expecting.
He's really good.
Deion's our number one, no question. And then Keontae. I mean, whenever he's on the field, I mean, he's if I'm not mistaken, has our most touchdowns. So
No, he's extremely good. I really like that
I'm
kid.
shocked he played. That one honestly didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, if we can limit our own turnovers, I think we got a good shot at winning this game. We cannot turn the ball over, and to your point, we can't have like where we have our own one or two, and we don't create one for the other team. We've got to at least be even, if not, and obviously preferably in the positive, where we have two or three of theirs and we don't turn the ball over at all. It's frustrating, right? But South Carolina, all I know is they've got the quarterback. I think a lot of people, was it Lenora Sellers? I mean, he seemed like he did pretty good against us last year, but then again, our defense, unfortunately, was on the field majority of the time. I don't know how good this kid is. I just think that, and one thing that just aggravates me is those, and sorry, South Carolina fans, I know it's not all of you, but some of the ones I saw last year were absolute goons out there acting a fool, drinking their beer. Looked like a little wine or something like that, but I know it wasn't. But regardless, they were acting like they just came off the yacht, the way they dressed. I'm just like, come on, man. Like,
They're from South Carolina.
yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah.
They what's their tradition versus Oklahoma's? Come on, it's not even close. And I get it, tradition. People don't think about that anymore. They think about nowadays, and I understand, that's fine. But it's hard to get an old guy like myself to not think about the tradition. So what, you guys got any predictions?
Yeah, I'm going Oklahoma 28-17. I do think Lenoris is a good quarterback, college quarterback. I don't think he's going to be worth a penny in the NFL.
No.
But we've always, no matter how good our defenses have been, we've always struggled with either a really good running back or a running quarterback. That's exactly what he is. That's really all he is. But so we'll see if we can just contain that. And I think we will. I think we have enough speed on the edge. Like Taylor Wine is coming into his own.
Oh, he's good.
And he's very I don't know, just very good at sticking to his assignment. You can tell, like he knows what gap he's supposed to be covering or keeping him contained. He's really good at that. But anyways, I think our offense with Mateer actually getting some practice. They got a good defensive line. They got one specific player, Dylan Stewart, who's I think should be the number one pick in the next couple of years for sure, because he's a freak on the defensive line. One guy can't carry him, I don't think, and so we'll handle business on the offensive side. It's a rowdy environment for sure, but I'm excited to see this
Well, it's not a
team
night
on the
game.
road. Well, yeah, but South Carolina still, they drinking their wine apparently at 9 a.m.
I don't know what it is. They're a little. Anyway, Taylor's. Go ahead.
I'm going Oklahoma 35-17.
Wow, you're throwing it out there.
I think Mateer has a little redemption game. He's more mentally ready, less hostile environment because it's not Texas, and he just gets out there and he puts himself back in the Heisman watch. I don't think he gets himself to the top anymore, but he's still in the conversation.
I do like that, though, because I think Arbuckle's also a factor, and I think he's going to be mad, and I think he's going to try and punch him in the mouth.
I hope so. And I see 23-20 Oklahoma right at the over-under. I'm not going over, and I'm not going under. I'm right at it, 23-20. I know right now Oklahoma's favored by 5.5. You know what I want to see is I forgot to bring this up earlier. I just would like to see us get off like let's say a 30, 40-yard run off a running back. Splits the line and takes off, and we have not seen any of that. And I'm sorry for the Oklahoma Sooner offensive linemen are watching this podcast, but you guys got to do better. You're killing us. Got to do better. You got to block for Mateer, and you've also got to open up some lanes for the running backs. Please make that happen.
I'd also like to see no plays. I don't want South Carolina to have a play over 20 yards.
Yeah.
Don't give up those huge plays.
We always give up one or two a game, seems like.
We do. And I'd like to just see none of that this week. And 20 yards is still a decent play, but just don't give me that 40 to 50 crap.
I know this is an Oklahoma question, but do you think Penn State's coach, James Franklin, should have been canned?
Yeah, not this late or not this early in the season, though. I don't think.
Were you surprised?
By the firing? No, but yes, when it happened. I mean, you lose to Northwestern, you see it like three games back to back, but the way it all is now, I mean, they've lost every single commit, and so they're going to have to try and find someone at the end of the season and just re-bolster that as much as they can. But at the same time, I don't know with what money they'll be able to do it with, because everyone knows. I mean, that $50 million, obviously that's not all NIL, and it doesn't take all of the NIL away. Takes a good amount of it, though. That's for sure. I mean,
I saw though that he's required to like apply for jobs and like try to get either broadcasting or another coaching job, and then they pay him the difference. It's in his contract.
what do you mean pay him the difference?
Like
So-
whatever he's making, then they'll pay, but they don't have to pay that full 50. Is what I was reading today.
So
don't know how
hypothetically,
true that
let's
is. I
say
saw
he
it on
gets
Instagram,
a job and he gets paid $8 million a year for
They don't have to do 42 million.
5 years. Yeah,
Well,
they-
that's nothing
something like-
really.
I would
Depends on what he gets. But
I
yeah.
would chill out if I'm him. I wouldn't worry about it. Take my 50. And
Do they have any good running backs or linemen? Because don't they all have 30 days to enter the portal?
not
They're
that changed. Go ahead.
well,
They changed already?
their
Yes.
running backs are solid. They have 2 superstars, but they're going pro. So
How about get some
offensive
linemen?
line, though, yes, they usually have a couple studs on there.
I thought they had 30 days to enter the
I
portal
was
and we
under
could
the
snag them for
impression
the rest of the season.
a buddy of mine told me at work today or yesterday, told me that since Gundy's was let go, they put in something, and this is the NCAA, how they do everything in the middle of the season. You know, they changed the rules, and the players cannot leave now. Like,
There's only
40
one
days.
transfer portal now.
Yeah, and there's only one
So-
after the season. Yeah.
I thought there was still the one, and yeah, I thought there was the one plus. If your coach was fired, you got 30 days to get out of there. That'd have been
Yeah,
awesome.
it would have been but also too, I mean, they lost their quarterback for the season, and
Oh, they're done.
they might
okay,
win
so- 1
1 or 2 more games.
Yeah, and they just a few weeks ago if they would have beaten Oregon, they probably would have been the number 2 ranked team in the country.
And
they
what's
almost-
hilarious,
they almost
they
did it.
should have.
Yeah.
It was like 4 minutes left, and they had a score lead or something like that. I mean, at home,
I agree.
everyone,
I
all the
totally
Penn
agree.
State fans have no idea what happened. Honestly,
Yeah,
I know
no.
Matt Rule's the favorite to get that job.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll take it
He says he's happy.
because
Wow,
looking at their schedule, they're probably going 11-1 this year.
we'll see.
Well, sorry, probably 10-2.
All right. Let's move on. I've got 2 questions to ask you guys at the end of this podcast. One being, if you could go back and change one play in sports history, which one would that be? And how do you think that would change? How do you think it would change some history?
Probably go Oklahoma versus Georgia in the semifinal. I think it was Sony Michel who had like a 30-yard touchdown to win him the game. Yeah, I'd take that one back.
I can't think of a specific OU one, so I'm going to go NFL. Colts Saints Super Bowl. Get rid of that onside kick out of halftime. I think that completely changes the game.
I
Or
would
the
change.
Chicago Bears kick return.
Yeah, but
Pretty sure Devin Hester returned one. We
Yeah.
still won.
yeah, that was the opening
Never mind.
kickoff. That was the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and it was, you're just kind of like, okay.
I would change 1978. Billy Sims fumbles on the new Nebraska goal line, and Oklahoma loses. If we win that game, and we may have still played Nebraska in the Orange Bowl, perhaps, or we would have played a different team. We won in the national championship in 1978. But then again, we had the opportunity in 76, and we were favored going into it, and I guess the players were out partying the night before and got beat pretty bad by Arkansas. I think it was like 35-6 or something. They smoked us. Can't believe Switzer let that happen. All right. And then my final question. It's a good question. Of course, I always ask really good questions. If you had to eat one stadium food for every meal for 1 year, what would that stadium food be for every meal?
I'm trying to think of stadium foods outside of just hot dogs and
There's
nachos.
hot dogs. Some of them got hamburgers, pizzas, nachos.
I will say at the Mercedes-Benz has a pretty good pizza. I could live off that for a year if I had to.
Probably just go pizza, honestly.
For every
Sometimes
meal.
when we're at that game that someone's got like that Pizza Hut slice, and I'm like, looks pretty good.
Yeah, it'd probably be pizza for me. I mean, hopefully I would be able to do like a pepperoni or beef or Canadian
here we
bacon or
go.
whatever.
I just think physically, a hot dog I can do, but I think if I had to eat that
Yeah,
much, I'd be
no.
You're just
Yeah.
not feeling great.
some good old nachos though.
Freaking
Some of them
glizzy
nachos these
3
guys
times a
make.
day.
Yeah, but good old nachos. I'd have to have like 2 bags of chips a day to
chips
try to be full.
and beef and cheese.
Yeah, but when I think of nachos
jalapeno.
at games, it's just nachos, cheese, and hopefully they got some jalapenos.
Well, that's not what I think.
Or you
of.
can
I
do
think
like that
jalapeno
some
get
of that like pumped chili or whatever it is. It's like
I know. When we and Ma were in San Diego many years ago, they had some good old fish tacos at the game. A little cod there.
a little baked cod.
But regardless. All right. Well, Foxx Den Sports Podcast would like to thank all of our listeners for tuning in. Taking time out of your day to listen to our podcast. Please make sure you subscribe. It's free. YouTube. Subscribe to our podcast. You can get notifications when we're coming up, whatever it might be. But we would really appreciate that. But until next time, for Kellen and Garrett, I'm Todd Fox, and we want to say we appreciate it and thank you very much. Have a good evening and Boomer Sooner. Goodbye, everybody. Boomer. Texas still stinks.
Sucks.
We don't say sucks, Garrett.
Thank God, man.
Thank you for listening to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, Foxx Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Foxx Den Sports and on Facebook at Foxx Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been Foxx Den Sports.